I'll go into detail. So strap your belts, grab some tissues. You might cry. If you do not, you're probably a psychopath. So let's get started. Quick PSA, I'm just home. I don't use any makeup. So if I look weird or look a certain way, please don't come at that in comments. I'm just a girl trying to live. Please. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Nikita. I hope you all know me from LinkedIn. Hopefully, if you do not know me, I'm currently an E4 software engineer at Meta London, and well, this video is going to be about my journey from, call it tier 2 or tier 3, like a city in Haryana to right now in London. So that it hasn't been an easy journey. I would say my life has been a movie. It is a movie, and I don't have any complaint. It's okay, like everyone has a life journey. But yeah, I'm today here to share mine, and people have been asking me about what were you like in college, what was your college journey like, right? So today I'm here. I will discuss everything in detail. I will share my journey from how I decided to pursue engineering, then finally my first year, how my first year was, then how my second year was, then third year, then fourth year, right? I'll go into detail. So let's get started. Let's take it from the top. How did I decide to pursue engineering? I've always been a curious kid. I was really into science, and I just love everything that's going around the world, right? I was really excited about computer science as well. So I always knew I wanted to pursue engineering or something related to computers, right? But I also had a huge crush. I also had a huge crush on physics as well. So I really liked physics too, and I had a thing for physics. So that is also one thing about me. But then when I got into class 11th and 12th, my parents, they didn't really care about engineering as much. So my mom and they have collectively told me that if I did not get into an IIT, they would not let me pursue engineering, right? And I was like, okay, so this is after I'd already done 12th. So I did 12th on my own. I didn't take any coaching. I secured like a decent rank in JEE Mains, but I did not secure any rank in JEE Advanced. And my parents told me that, okay, you are not allowed to pursue engineering if you do not get in an IIT, right? And I said, okay, I can work with those terms, but at least give me another chance, right? So they were like, okay, we'll give you another chance. So they let me take a drop year, and then I went off to Chandigarh, and there I studied after JEE Advanced. So this is JEE Advanced 2017, right? And at that time, that exam came like exceptionally easy. That's why the marks versus rank ratio got super fucked up. At this point, as my parents have already told me, now I'm off to pursue a BSc course. I secured decent marks in in board exams as well. So I took an admission in BSc Honours at Daulat Ram College. It's in DU North Campus. That's a all-women college. That made my dad really happy, because yeah, he was already very scared of, you know how people are, especially from Haryana. Like the main focus of them from a girl is not really education. I'm not saying I have bad parents. I'm just saying that's just society there. Right, and I wanted to pursue engineering, but my parents didn't really get it. And here I would like to quote Lucas Graham. Don't get me wrong, I didn't have it bad. I got enough love from my mom and dad, but they don't really understood when I told them I wanted to make in Hollywood. Yeah, they just didn't get why I wanted to pursue engineering. So I'm there sitting in a BSc Physics Honors course, and I was happy before, okay, that this is physics, I like physics, I can do something with physics. But then when I got to the college, I saw that there were no labs, right? It's not MIT. I had previously listened to MIT lectures on physics, which I really loved, but now in DU, it's not the same. Students are asking me, if you have such good rank in JEE Mains, why are you here pursuing BSc, right? Even teachers have asked me, like, why are you here? One day I was in my PG, after my classes, and I was talking to this one girl who had studied with me in my drop year at Chandigarh, and then she's just telling me that okay, I'm planning to apply to JAC counseling, which is like Delhi only counseling, and there's this college IGT2W. They have had really good placements, and I think I'd go there. And I was for me, IGT was not that good of a college. I had got an admission in IGT in CAC previously as well, like before I dropped for this year. I would have gotten admission last year as well, but I did not choose to, or my parents did not let me, if to be accurate. But yeah, that was it. But now at this point, I remember sitting down and making pros and cons of me doing engineering, not doing engineering. I just know in my heart I want to do this because because basic physics is not working out, right? There are no labs. I'm not feeling happy in what I'm doing, and I know that I wanted to pursue something where I am happy pursuing, and I'm happy working in that field for the rest of my life. So that's what I wanted to do, and that is not something I was seeing at BSc Physics Honors at Dolatram College. I was talking to my dad on call, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think if this is a good idea because there are no labs, all of that, right? And then, just in, just like Simran's dad said to her, "Ja Simran ji le apni zindagi." My dad also said that okay, heck, just I'll come there and we'll go to spot on counseling, and yeah, we don't want you to, you know, blame us in the future that we did not let you do this. And I was like, okay, yes. So at this point, my dad came to Delhi, and we went to spot round counseling for JAC, and I had not applied to any previous rounds for JAC counseling, so I only started spot round because that's when my parents let me. They're cute. They're cute parents. They're really good parents. Please don't go after my parents in comments, right? So that's how I got IGT2W. I got information technology branch there because obviously it was spot round, and yeah. So that's how I got into engineering. I always wanted to go into engineering, so people might think that okay, is it your parents supposed to? You know, it was my own decision. I always wanted to do something with computer science. I was really intrigued by the field. I was really intrigued by how actually softwares are written. So all of that was all on me. Back in school, when I was in class 10th, I had made a clone of our school website just using HTML and CSS. So that's how much I was into computer science and anything related to that. Now, first year of college, right? So I myself did have dreams and hopes and dreams of an IIT, right? I wanted to go to an IIT, and I don't know, it was a dream of mine to study in an IIT. Now I'm there in first year of college. I'm living in a hostel. That didn't really bother me, like living in a hostel. But at that point, I think I was depressed. It felt like I have wasted my life somehow. It's gotten much better these days. Like people understand that IIT is not everything. But back then it was like I had this mindset, or at least I thought that since I haven't gotten an IIT, my life is over now. I don't know why. I don't know why it was, but I just thought that my life is over. There's nothing I could do from IGTW. This is a dumb college with a lot of other things, right? And I had some personal issues as well, like I was just not having the best of time, right? I lost like 10 kgs of weight in first year of college. I did not study at all, like whatever they taught at school. But I did secure good marks because I had already learned all those like physics, chemistry, maths. That's your first year, right? And I already done a lot of that in JEE Advanced. So I didn't really have to work as much, and I used to sleep all day. I used to sleep like 15-16 hours a day. I didn't used to eat anything. Mentioning again, I lost like 10 kgs of weight because, well, I was just so depressed. Like once there was a friend of mine who had to stay in college because her grandmother has passed away, so she was staying in hostel for a few days while her parents like came back after visiting, and she would come to my room like anytime of the day, and I'm always sleeping. She's like, what are you doing? Why do you sleep all day? Like I'm like, I don't know either. It's like an escape from your reality, I would say. So yeah, that was a teeny tiny dark time in my life, I would say. But then at the end of first year, when I saw that, what people were doing in the class, I said like, okay, maybe I can do something out of here, right? So after first year, I went back home for like summer vacations, and I just enjoyed with my family, with my siblings. And after first year, I came back. So now we are in second year. In second year is when my coding journey started. In first year, I did not do anything related to coding. Neither did I care about doing anything related to coding. I would say in first year, I was just trying to bring myself to a good place for me to be able to do all of these things. I was just mentally preparing myself, mentally healing myself, getting in a better zone mentally, right? So now it's started second year. There's a new course that's been added, which is data structures and algorithms, right? Now this amazing lecturer of ours, he had given us an assignment of, it had like 17 coding questions, and we are supposed to do those 17 coding questions. And I was like, okay, sure. I just took those questions home, and now I'm sitting in my room. I got into my hostel room at like 6 p.m. or I think 5:30 p.m. I would say, and I just sat there right away, and I was just going through the questions first, and I was like, okay, let's try to solve them, right? All of those questions were algorithms based on like array or simpler data structures. There weren't any graphs or trees, as I remember, but there were like 17 questions at once, or there were 17 questions in assignment, right? And I just got it that day. But I was like, okay, let's just give it a try. Let's challenge myself, right? I've always liked a challenge. So I was like, okay, it was good to do. Also, I didn't really have anything to do when I came back from hostel, right? I'm not too big into watching movies. Like I cannot sit still for like 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever, like watching just a movie. And I like solving puzzles always. So it was sort of like, it felt like I'm solving puzzles, right? Those 17 questions to me seemed like puzzles, right? That I have to solve, right? So that was that. Now I sat down. I'm going. I'm slowly. So also I would like to mention, so that teacher or the lecturer has created his own online judge where you can submit those questions. There you have to submit those questions. But also he didn't really care about time complexity. You just do whatever you feel like. It should be correct. It should pass all the test cases. But time complexity wise, there weren't any constraints, right? So I sat down, and when I stood up, it was 2 a.m. in the night. I had missed my dinner. I didn't. So from 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. I was just sitting down at the same place. I didn't even move to drink a sip of water. So that's how hyper-focused I get when I'm into something. So I just sat down there, and I solved all 17 questions without looking at any other like help or guide or whatever. And this is my first time handling any kind of algorithms. I just sat down. I just sort of visualized the questions and try to come up with an approach of how to do it, right? And I would like to say that none of them were actually a good time complexity. All of them were literally brute force, but I did solve all of them. Am I being smug about it? I don't know. Maybe I am. Right. No, but I just, so the next day, so at that time I had assumed this is what everyone had to do, right? I didn't feel that I had done something special. I was like, other folks, like the golden children of our class would have already done it like far quicker than me. Like I am the slower one. And then I go to class the next day, and I'm like, okay, did you all do that assignment that we had to do? Everyone's like, what assignment? Like the assignment that Rishabh sir gave yesterday, 17 questions, it got up. It's like, Nikita, those are for the rest of our semester, though that's not something you had to submit today. I'm like, what? So apparently that assignment was supposed to be done for the duration of our semester, with like a few questions added at the end. But yeah, that was for majority of our semester. It was supposed to be submitted towards the end of our semester, and I saw that in one day. I was like, okay, okay. Neither have I. I have also not solved this question. I could not solve this question. And now, I mean, it's crazy to me thinking back at that okay, that was probably my first sign that I have ADHD, or I go like super tunnel vision into one thing, which is something I discovered later. Yeah, probably cover in some other video, but yeah. Yes, obviously, yeah, the time complexity sucked, but I did solve them. So I just did everything on my own. I was also doing what do you call them, open source contributions via Outreach. I was doing open source contributions to Wikimedia. I was doing open source contribution via GSOC. So before getting selected into GSOC, they have some like pre GSOC tasks that you can contribute to like open source. So I was doing that. So that was all the things that I was also doing along with my coursework. Not because I wanted it was more like I just liked doing something. I had nothing else to do, for lack of a better word. I had nothing else to do. It gave my mind something to do, and I really enjoyed it. So that's pretty much it. Here, a few of you might have a question about dev versus DSA. I would say I did both, and I think it's really important for you to also have a balance of both. You should do dev as well as DSA, and I think both are equally important, I would say. Right. Now coming to the summer vacations after second year, right? So at this point, after second year, I have lost even more weight, and I'm now having fever every day, and I've gone to a lot of doctors. I have been on a lot of medicines, but none of them worked, and I had so much tiredness that I would not be able to climb even one flight of stairs. So my hostel room was at first floor, and whenever I had to go from ground floor to first floor, I would, by the end of that flight of stairs, so by the time I reached my floor, I would be like out of breath basically, and doctors were not able to figure out what it was, and yeah, just that. And with this, I also knew that internship season is coming up soon. I just didn't know what to do. My parents asked me to come back home and take this seriously, and they'll show me to a different Ayurveda doctor this time for him to figure out what's wrong with me and fix me, I guess. But I was like, no, I cannot come home right now, and I have to do this. This is like a do or die situation. If I do this, like, this is going to change the course of my life, right? I knew like how important a good job is. Like, my mom is also a working woman, and I see the difference in her life and other women in my extended family, and I see the difference that has created in our lives and my mother's life as well. So I always wanted to be independent and be able to do things on my own. So that was really important for me, that I do secure a good internship. So it's like, health is secondary, mom. And I need to do this. This is going to like change the course of my life. So she understood that, because she herself like has seen the difference her being independent has created in our lives and her life as well. So she was fine with that. So they got me some medicines from my Ayurveda doctor. They didn't work out, but yeah, I was on those medicines. I joined PEP coding IP batch, which is like interview preparation batch. It gave me like about 10 questions a day to solve, and that's pretty much it. Like, getting that list of questions was, I think, the only thing that they did, and I guess that's good enough. I don't know, right? So I was doing that. I was also handling my health, but I think that is my phase 1, or the first time I discovered monk mode. All I did that at that time was, so I was like, there were only a few people left in all of hostel, because everyone has gone home for summer vacations. So right now I'm like alone on my whole floor, and I'm just sitting down, taking care of my health, or not taking care of my health, because I'd stopped taking my temperature altogether. I was like, if I see a fever, I would have this tendency that, okay, I should probably lie down for a second, take a medicine. So I would just not check my fever. I was like, it's okay. I did not want to give myself excuse on why I could not get an internship. I could say that, okay, I was so sick, that's why I did not. But I just didn't, because I thought that, who am I giving excuses to? It's me, myself, and I just do not want to do that to myself. right? Yeah, so this is the end of second year, I would say. At that point, I was pretty decent in DSA. I was pretty decent in some advanced topic as well. So, and we had internship season coming soon in our third year. So yeah, let's go to third year. Now, third year. Imagine, internship season has started. Everyone is in that zone. There are companies coming every day, and there are coding contests, there are interviews happening every day. And this is on campus. This is in 2019, so COVID has not happened at that time, so everything is happening on campus. There are companies coming in every day. There would be coding tests, there would be like spot tests, like where they would just have you sit and write coding questions on the spot, and they would just go around. This is from shortlisted people, and then there would finally be interviews. Like, this is a whole process that's happening, and yeah, everyone is just in that zone, and I am also in that zone. And but along with that, I also have fevers every day, which I mentioned earlier, right? Which by this time, I already told you, I just didn't want to give myself any excuse of a fever, so I just said fuck it. This is my new normal now, and this is not called a fever. 100 is just normal. So I would say it's normal, but yeah, let's just not get into that. Okay. So now internship season is happening. I am cracking online coding assessments of every company. But when I go to interviews, I fail every interview miserably. I don't know what it was. I would do really well in a coding test where there would be coding questions, and I had to solve them, and I'd do really well. I would be like almost in the top 2 or 3 shortlisted students. But whenever it would be like an interview, like a face-to-face interview, I would just bomb it. I don't know, I would just go into this tunnel vision. I just would they would be like white in front of my eyes, and I just could not perform in an interview. That was me. And now like there are big children or students have started talking about this, and there are a few people who also like came to me and they're like, what's happening with you? Like, we always see your name on the list, and we are like, why is this girl not going? And I'm like, bro, I don't know. If I would know, I would do something about it. Why would I want to be here? Obviously, I don't know either what's happening. So it felt like I felt like such an imposter at that time. I felt like I'm such a fraud. I don't know how I do coding tests. It's probably just luck, like all of that, right? So it wasn't the best of feelings, right? And now all of the good companies have gone, and it's just Western Digital now, which is left, which is somewhat decent. And I cracked that. I cracked internship interview with Western Digital, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't satisfied at all, because to me it felt like I could have done much better, and I have not done much better. So it felt like I was just not satisfied, right? I was like, I have to get a better job. I have to get a better internship. This is just not it. And now at that time, the on-campus internship season has already ended. So now I don't know what to do, right? Because how else do you get companies if not via on-campus placements? So I had known about Winterthon, which is an all-India hackathon that LinkedIn used to organize. It was only for women, and so they used to organize an all-India coding contest, and that if you are in the top 60 of all the people who have given the coding contest, they would call you to their Bangalore office, and then they would organize a hackathon, and if you win that hackathon, they would give you 50K cash prize as well as an internship with LinkedIn. So that was the prize. Internship with LinkedIn was also a prize, and I didn't really care about the 50K, but I did wanted an internship with LinkedIn because they are a decent company, right? So now my eyes are set on that coding. My eyes are set on Winterthon now. Now I'm doing coding. I'm doing open source contributions, and I'm doing DSA prep, like day in, day out. That's all I'm doing. I don't do anything else. I don't go out. I was probably loser in college, but all I did was do hackathons, do open source contributions, and do DSA. And it's not like I didn't like doing anything else. I did other things as well, but I actually enjoy doing these things as well. So I guess it worked out. But yeah, that was me in college. So after that, the coding contest day came around, and I would like to blame ADHD here, but it's still me, right? I, being myself, I slept through the coding test. When the coding test was supposed to happen, I missed it. I kept sleeping in my hostel room. And then I woke up and I was just like, fuck, what have I done? At that point, it felt like, okay, maybe it's just the universe does not want me to go to LinkedIn, or I just felt like I felt like such a failure. I blamed God, I blamed the universe. Why did you make me like this? I really wanted this. I was really preparing for it, all of that, right? I went into spiral mode. And then I received an email the next day that apparently at that time there were some riots happening in UP. So the internet was suspended in UP. So, and they knew that, LinkedIn got to know that. So now they are letting everyone take the coding contest one more time because students from UP could not take it. So I was like, fuck. So I was like, yeah, another chance, another chance, another chance. So I got another chance, but this time I did not mess it up. I did sit in the coding test, and well, I was selected in the top 60. Like 3 of us, we were from same college. We teamed up and then we represented ourselves in Winterthon, and we won that hackathon. And it was actually really nice because it was an all-India hackathon that I've won, and I think that was the first time I felt like I've accomplished something, and I actually felt like it was my own win and not somebody else's. For the first time, it felt like I've won. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it felt good to say the least. Now, again, just that. Now, for the rest of third year, I just did more and more DSA. I did more open source contributions, things like that. Yeah, so that was my third year. Now, coming to summer vacations of third year. So during that time, so this is in May 2020, June 2020, that time COVID was at peak. I interned with LinkedIn, and yeah, it was a remote internship. It was really well. I worked with ads. I really liked the space. I just enjoyed my internship at LinkedIn really well. And yeah, I did really good. I got a PPO from LinkedIn. So since I got a PPO from LinkedIn, I did not sit in on-campus placements. So at that time, I just didn't sit on that. And then after that, I was still looking for internships because I was like, I can do internships side by side. It's easy money. Internships are easy money. So I applied to Harness via LinkedIn and got an internship with Harness. But I didn't really like the work I was doing at Harness, so I left them after 2 months. It was a 6-month internship, but after 2 months I said that okay, our university does not let us pursue internships, 6 months internship, so I cannot do that, which was actually the truth, but I didn't really care about university policies. So but I just quoted that and I left Harness, which is, I'm glad I did because I could have done better things and with my time doing that. Right, so now a few of you at this point might be thinking, okay, she's only here because she's a girl. She got Winterthon, which was like an all-girls opportunity, and yeah, she does not deserve it or something like that. Which is something, these are all things which I have said to myself already. Now at this point, I have a PPO from LinkedIn. I am just going in loops, like, okay, I'm not good enough. I'm again in an imposter syndrome. I'm thinking, okay, I only got LinkedIn because, you know, it was an all-girls opportunity, and then I got a PPO. I never once cleared an interview. I had all of these thoughts in my mind. So just to prove to myself, I wanted to crack a good company by myself, and in an environment where there's no bias against guys or girls or anything like that. Just for myself, just to prove it to myself that I am good enough. I am equal to all the other guys who say, girls just get a free pass or something like that. Right. So this is now in 2021. Companies have, it's peak COVID, companies have slowed down hiring. Salesforce at that time did not go to majority of the colleges except from a few IITs. So they used to come to our college, but they did not come to our college that year. So there was this off-campus drive that they were doing for rest of the colleges except from IITs. So from that, I applied to that. I got shortlisted, and well, I sat in interviews with Salesforce off campus, and I cracked Salesforce. I got an offer from Salesforce for well, as MTS position, and that made me really happy because it was an off-campus opportunity. There were no bias against guys or girls, and I just felt really good that okay, for the first time I've cleared an interview with a really good company. And also why I was this happy was also because I had bombed internship interview with Salesforce back in the day, like back when I'd been sitting for internship interviews for different companies. So it felt really good. And then also it was my first time negotiating with the recruiter as well. So the guy, he called me and it's like, congratulations, you got an offer. And apparently my interviews went really well. So he was just like, okay, what would you like to join us? I was like, I already have an offer from LinkedIn, and I think they're paying a bit better than you. So can you think, what do you think you can do here? So it's like, he said that he could do like some improvements or some increment on what they were offering me, but this still wouldn't match my LinkedIn pay. So it's like, it's okay, let's hope maybe in future. What do they call it? We might cross paths again in future, but yeah, for now, let's just leave it. That was my journey. Oh, I am again forgetting a really, really important part. Right. So, I have so many stories. This is not even half of it, okay? Right. Now, so I have said previously that I had previously or during my college time prepared extensively for Google, and that preparation has helped me this time as well when I was preparing for DSA, because obviously Google has you preparing DSA very thoroughly, and that is something I did back in college. So this is now May of 2022, right? Before May of 2022, it's more like April 2022 and May of 2022. At that time, a Google recruiter has reached out to me. She had seen my profile from a hacker rank contest that I had participated in, which was an international coding contest, which I'd just given just because, and I secured like 59 rank or something in 50s rank there. And she really liked that, and that's how she found my email, and she reached out to me for a position for a new grad. So it's like, okay, I already have 2 offers, and right now I don't know. But it was Google. It would be crazy to say no to Google. So I was like, okay, I'll sit for the interviews. So I prepared really extensively. Monk mode too. I used to like code almost all night, like till 4 a.m. because during the day it was very messy at home. Right now I was staying at home because COVID, and I have 2 younger siblings who were quite younger to me, so they would do things in the day. Like I also like hanging out with them, so I just used to do majorly nothing or coursework during the day, and then in the night I would do like coding. Now I was really well prepared for my Google interviews this time, but then as luck would have it, I got COVID. But again, me being me, I am a tough soldier. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to give myself excuses that just because I got COVID, I did not get my Google interviews. I was like, I'm going to push through. So I still started in the interviews. So the first day I had 3 coding rounds, and the second day I had 1 coding and 1 Googliness round. Right. So first 3 coding rounds went really well, went good. Then the next day, so I had like proper COVID, right? I had like really high fever. But high fever I could manage with like 2 dolos, right? That's what I did for the first day. I just took 2 dolos and just sat through the interviews, and they were like back to back. Like within like 3 hours, I was done with all of those interviews, so that went well. But the next day, they were right in the morning, right? And I'd slept late at night, and I also had like cough because of COVID. So I had mistakenly taken twice the dosage of cough syrup that I was supposed to take, right? So right now when I wake up for the interview, I'm all loopy and I am just in a haze. Do you understand haze? It's like you're in a dream, because I'm still high on that cough syrup because I'd taken twice of it. And that cough syrup had opioids in it, so it's not like it's just alcohol based cough syrup. It had actual opioids, so it's like really strong. And obviously, like I was a kid or a student, like I have no idea about opioids. I have no experience with opioid. So right now I'm in a haze. I'm really loopy. I still sat down for the interview, and that guy asked me a graph question. Right? It was you had to find a path somehow. That was a question, right? And now I'm sitting down. But I'm laser focused because my mind is just focused on that. Or okay, this is a question. This is a question. I'm in a haze, but I'm in a focused haze now. The haze asked me a question. I'm just focused on that, and now it just hit me. Okay, this question is an NP hard question. You cannot solve it in polynomial time complexity. I told him like what am I seeing, what patterns I'm seeing, but in the end I made a declaration that this is an NP hard question. We have to do an exhaustive search. We cannot do it in polynomial time complexity. And I think he was not expecting me to say that. He's like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening here." And believe me or not, that was a really good interview of mine, and that was like one of the best interviews from that interview loop of mine. And then Google has happened, that was also fine. But then now you might question why I did not go to Google if my interviews went so well. So this was late in May, and as you know, like new grad positions start in June. So apparently they were all out of new grad positions, new grad roles, so they could not offer me any new grad roles, or at least that's what I've been told by my recruiter. But yeah, that was my Google journey, or my Google experience, small Google experience. Yes, after this, this was in May 2022, and then from July 2022, I started working with LinkedIn, and I had really great time at LinkedIn, and I don't think I have any regrets of me not going to Google, because I actually had an amazing time at LinkedIn. I grew a lot, I learned a lot. So yeah, overall no regrets there. So yeah, this was my journey from a tier 2, tier 3 city in Haryana to... So this is only till, I guess, Bangalore, LinkedIn Bangalore. And at that time when I told my parents the salary I would be, or I am getting, I think they're proud of me now. I can say that. Yeah, so I am just really, I think I'm also proud of myself, because I took a chance on myself when no one else would, when there was no one to guide me or no one to tell me that, okay, trust in yourself, believe in yourself, don't give yourself excuses. I did that for myself. And yeah, with this story, I think if there's anything you can take away from this story is, number one, you are your own destiny. Like, I think everyone has it within themselves to do and achieve the things that they want to achieve. And just don't give yourself excuses. I think when you start giving excuses to yourself is when your downfall is started, or when you are not going to achieve your goals. When you start giving excuses to yourself, the day you start giving excuses to yourself is, as my mom would say, it is the end of your era. So don't let your era end, and well, have a good day, good week, good life. Bye bye. Okay, fuck, do I look okay? I look fucking crazy. I look crazy. Okay, I'm doing good. And now I'm in Hollywood, bitches.